Well
Round
done.
of applause.
Thank
Yay
you.
for you. Thank you.
So I have a quick question. Who in this room considers themselves a leader? Alrighty, I see most hands going up. First and foremost, I want to recognize that all of you in this room right now are leaders. Leaders for social change, leaders in tech, whatever it may be, whatever role you have, you are a leader. And we just really want to thank you for coming here today. Should I do a slide indicator for next slide? Oh, you have the, here we go. Alrighty, so first and foremost, really thank you all for coming and sharing space with us. We know that you could do a lot of things with your time, but you are here, and we applaud you and thank you.
Test. Okay. I also want to talk about what this session is going to look like at a high level. So we are very into experiential learning, which is why you all are in groups of threes, which you probably didn't think you were going to be doing today, but you are. So we're going to spend some time working together to put ideas and collaborate around diversity and inclusion. And the first 35 minutes of the session will be going through 3 facilitation techniques that help spur collaboration and help you edit down to the things that you want to prioritize when you're thinking about making an impact. Then we're going to do a slight intermission, about 5 minutes, and then come back and do what's called a 2x2 to prioritize those things and, again, collaborate to come out with some impactful action items that you can take back to your organizations. Now, at a high level, I know that may sound confusing, but as you go along, I promise the exercise will reveal itself. Should I do a next slide thing, too? Okay, cool.
So our story, again, my name is Lindsay Siegel. I've been in tech for about 5 years. My original intention was to never go into tech. I wanted to move to Southeast Asia and work with refugees. However, I had student loans, and that's a real thing. Made my way into tech, and I first and foremost started out in the startup space, consulting for sales and scaling teams. Moved on to Salesforce, where I was doing executive development for about 4 years, and recently transitioned over to Pivotal, where I get to do organizational design. The cool thing about what we're going to teach you today is around facilitation, and Pivotal has a really unique way of coming up with solutions and prioritizing, and we are excited to share with you.
And I'm Al Bray. Before I went to Pivotal, I was a director of diversity and inclusion for a coding boot camp. It was an amazing experience. I never thought I was going to get into D&I. Before I was director of diversity and inclusion there, I actually went to that coding boot camp and became a software engineer. So, you know, the reason why I chose Pivotal was because a lot of my work before I came to the company felt really siloed. I would be bringing a lot of solutions to our leaders and being like, hey, this is what I think we should do. But it didn't feel collaborative. It didn't feel like the business was working with me on diversity and inclusion. Just me coming as kind of a consultant and being like, this is what I think you guys should do. And it was important to me to go to an organization where I felt like I was collaborating across different business units, across different functions, with different leaders on things. And Pivotal has a really interesting and incredible way to generate ideas with different customers and different leaders and come out with shared action items. And since I've been using this tool to work with our leaders, it's been a lot easier to figure out what Lindsay calls their why and move towards action items with them. So we're doing the work together. So that's why I'm really excited about today. And again, thank you for being here.
So the history of facilitation and what we're going to dive into today really comes from a woman by the name of Janice Fraser. Anyone in this room, I know there's a few pivots. Anyone ever heard of Janice Fraser?
Woo.
A few pivots, here we go. So Luxor was actually a startup, and basically they built an accelerator program. They worked with so many startups throughout San Francisco and New York and taught them lean startup practices and the methodology behind that. In 2014, we acquired Luxor, and what that meant is we had a bunch of lean startup experts joining our organization who really taught us these kind of techniques and tools. You're going to see Janice in the top, and that's actually her at the White House teaching not only people in the White House, but our government some of these tools. So we've worked with everyone from Lyft to Sprig. A lot of companies are now leveraging these.
So our takeaway for today is, Hey, Yvonne. Our takeaway for today is that you will not only, collaborate with the folks that you're in a triad with, but you'll leave with some tools for collaborating with others on diversity and inclusion strategies and action items. And what we hope you take away specifically are these things. So, when it comes to making decisions or working with a group, you want to get them from point A to point B. That's literally the point, right? So all of the things that we're going to be doing today is showing you the power of getting a random group of strangers together to pick a point A when it comes to an inclusive strategy and get you all to shared action items that you can take away. And if you can do that with a group of strangers, then you can do that with the people within your organization, right? I hope. Yeah, okay. Some people are like, I don't know. We're at tech inclusion, so they already get it. Okay, but I'm hoping that that is the case. So before this, I want to talk through some community agreements, right? And community agreements are things that we all kind of craft together. Well, I crafted them, and you nod and say yes to each of them. We nod together to make sure we are going to maintain a respectful and safe environment. So I'm going to go through each one of these, and as we go, I want to get like a thumbs up, a thumb sideways, or a thumbs down. A thumb sideways is I have no idea what that means, and it's totally fine to put it up. Thumbs down means I did something wrong. I explained something incorrectly, and I need to rephrase. So please give me some feedback. The first one is be courteous and respectful to others. Can we all agree to do that? Great. Don't have to go into explanation there. Listen actively to others and be mindful of your own personal bias, right? We're good with that? Okay. Speak from a place of I. Try not to speak for other people, right? This is also said, like, try to speak from personal experience rather than expertise. My dude Steven over here just planted that in my brain. Also amplify people who give you ideas. Let me get a thumbs on that. We can do that. Okay, try to assume good intentions and respond appropriately. So a lot of this is going to be negotiating your ideas versus other people's ideas, right? So try to operate from a place where if someone says something unintentionally that is based off of their expertise or really like shoots you down, try to assume good intentions and, you know, if you want, educate them in that moment. Can we get a good one there? Okay. Be present and stay off of your phone. I think we can all, unless you want to take a picture of us and put it on Instagram, that's fine. Mind the space you occupy. If you feel like you're talking too much, you probably are. If you feel like you're not contributing enough, you probably aren't. So just mind the space in your communication. And then also give us feedback, right? Oh, I forgot to even let you give us feedback. Give us feedback. And yeah, if there's something that you think we can improve, let us know. As well as if you feel like something just goes over your head, tell us. Because it's 10 other people in the room probably feel the same way. And we want to make sure that we're clear in offering you value. So we're all good on the agreements. Let me just get a bit of head nod there. Okay, great. So the first thing that we're going to do is a icebreaker. We didn't have time to put numbers on the board, so you're not, and you're already in your triad. So essentially what you're going to do is you're going to stand up. Stand up, okay. You're going to stay where you are and not read any of this slide, because it doesn't apply. But then you're going to share with the people in your triad, your threes, your name, why you care about diversity and inclusion, and what is your superpower. And we will meet back up, sitting down, happy, ready to go in 3 minutes.
1 minute each.
Yes, starting now.
Quick note, for those who aren't in a triad, come to the back. There are newcomers back here, so maybe you can form new triads.
If you haven't switched, please switch to the next person. And if you haven't switched, please switch to that last person.
If you can hear my voice, clap once. If you can hear my voice, clap twice. If you can hear my voice, clap 3 times. Okay. Hey, it works with 3rd graders and adults. Great. Okay, so let's sit down and get ready to go. Unless someone has not shared about themselves, then quickly.
Yes, you can fluctuate.
We're not going to do this either because I feel like we don't have time. If you want to commiserate and come up with a group name too, you can, but it's totally not necessary. Okay, so daily stand-up. We do stand-ups at, or raise your hand if you do stand-ups at your job in your current role. Awesome, okay. Stand-ups are an amazing way to I think create a lot of psychological safety. They're a space in which you can talk about failures. They're a space in which you can get help on a daily basis and update your team members. It's a really, really awesome tool that we've been using on our team, and I think that each of you should try to implement on your team, if it makes sense. So, sorry. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Alrighty, transitioning. So who here still reads the news or looks at headlines
Or is on Twitter.
or is on Twitter?
Get
Okay,
off
there are
of
a
me.
few of us who don't. There are a few of us who do. But nonetheless, we know that there are headlines coming out every day, whether it be the Washington Post, whether it be TechCrunch around, I don't want to say the dismal numbers around diversity and the lack of inclusion in the technology space, but we see these headlines constantly happening. So really take these headlines in. The next thing I'm going to ask you to do actually is close your eyes. You hear your alarm clock go off and you reach for your device to turn it off. It's 6 a.m., October 15th, 2025. You wake up with excitement as today you are pitching that project you've been working on for weeks to the rest of your team. You look at your device and there are a ton of messages, 37 of them to be exact. However, you see your news alerts and it catches your gaze. It's a New York Times feature. Below the title, there's an image of people you know well. You consider them family. You stare at the person in the middle of the photo, and it's you. The article speaks to your story. You've been called a change maker and a culture shifter. It speaks to where you come from, your family, your contributions in tech, your impact. The feature goes into detail about your contributions in moving the diversity and inclusion efforts forward. You take a deep breath. You think back to 2018 when you and your network built on the foundation of moving the needle on the diversity an inclusion dilemma. You think back to those initial projects. Alrighty, come on back. Come on back. Welcome back. It's October 15th, 2018. So I'm curious, you all probably had different things in mind. You thought of the future, you envisioned it, and now you're back into today's day. I want to ask you, what are those projects that made you successful? And so how I want you to do this is you each have Post-it notes, and I want you to do what's called a dump and sort. And essentially, you're going to take those ideas, just streamline them from your brain, one idea per Post-it note, and feel free to put them on your lap. The goal is to have about 10 Post-it notes. We're going to give you 5 minutes to do this with this prompt in mind. What are those projects that made you successful? Ready, set, start dumping ideas. And this is silent, by the way.
If you need a pen, raise your hand, and I can bring you a Sharpie. So some ideas might be, just to spur your memory, or spur your innovation, starting 3 employee resource groups, getting buy-in from executive leadership, starting volunteer efforts with some organization, right? Try to make it as broadly specific and actionable as possible. And also, if you feel like you can't get to 10, try to get to 10. Like,
If you need any help, just raise your hand. You have 2 minutes left. 50 seconds. It's the final countdown. 10 seconds.
Sharpies down. It's like the SAT for.
Hands up.
Okay.
Alrighty. So you just spent 5 minutes thinking of some ideas. What we want you to now do is kind of place these. And the placement is you're going to put your top 5 ideas on one side and all the other stickies on the other side. So we're going to give you, let's say, a minute. We're going to give you a minute. Pull out those top 5 ideas, put them in a pile. All the other ones go in another pile.
No.
Individually. Still
Take
silent,
your
all individually.
Take your top 5 individually, and
These could be the things that you believe to be most impactful. These could be the things that stand out to you the most, the things that are your favorite. 1 minute starting now. "15 seconds. 2 different piles, the 5 you want to move forward with, all the other ones in a different pile.
stickies down.
Alrighty. So what we want you to do is with those 5 stickies that you find to be the most impactful or stand out, hold them closely. We want you to raise that other pile of all the other ones. If you could raise them up. Raise all those stickies that you're like, they're not the top 5. We want you to pass them to someone in your triad. And when you receive them, rip them up.
Pass them clockwise.
Rip them up.
They're gone. I'm sorry. I know. They're gone.
Alrighty, I'm gonna bring it back in. I know the ripping sensation feels kind of strange, but note that those aren't ideas that aren't valuable in any way. It's just you've prioritized 5 things to move forward with. So that's your first form of prioritization. What we call this is the self-edit dump and sort. And when do we use this? We use this when we're generating a ton of ideas early on in the process and you need to move forward with certain ideas. So again, the ones you ripped up aren't necessarily not valuable. It's just you've, in your mind, created 5 things you want to move forward with. Who enjoyed kind of ripping their partner's 5? It was fun, right? Right? The next technique we are going to move forward with is called a dot vote. So what we're going to have everyone do is there should be enough axes for each single group. I want to do a quick count out. If we could go around each axis just to get a count, starting 1. Next group. Next group. 5. 6. Starting 7 in the back. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12. So we need to make a few more axes really quickly. Apologies about that. Thought we had enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We need to make 2 more. So we're going to put 2 up right here. So give us a pause really quickly. Just get into your own head. And no need to share at all your ideas right now. Those are near and dear to you. 1 moment.
Or they can start moving to them.
Where's the tape?
Blue tape.
Do you want to make those really quickly?
Yeah.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna have one group come on and stand up right here. So we're gonna get you guys right here. Apologies, I said guys. I'm gonna call that out. My bad. Next group right here on this wall. So we could have you stand up and come to the wall. Next group right here, stand up, and you kind of get where I'm going with this. You're gonna kind of turn and face your wall. You're gonna have an axis. Same with this side. Please stand up and go to axes. We're going to create more for back here. So if I could have like 2 groups come over here to the front. Can we make one more right here?
I can't remember. Will all the speakers make their presentations?
No, that's trying to keep that. Alrighty, does each group have a wall? Each group have a wall? Who doesn't have one? We need one more? Okay. To the back. Alrighty, y'all. So if I could bring it back in really quick. So what we're going to do, first and foremost, in your triad, not everyone can see the screen, but it says show. So in triads, you're going to bring your ideas to the wall. Just put them up on the wall. Start individually. Just in no order. Just put them on the wall.
Doesn't matter where. Just somewhere close.
Put them on the wall. Doesn't matter where they are. Just put them on the wall.
Or on the floor if you're this group.
Or on the floor. Alrighty, everyone has theirs on the wall. So what we're going to move forward next with is have a dialogue. We want you to actually spend about 8 minutes sharing a dialogue about the 5 things you wrote down personally. And if there are similar ideas, say if I wrote down ERGs and someone else wrote down ERGs, you're going to combine those Post-its and kind of stack them. So you're going to have a cluster of ideas together. Does that make sense?
Can we get thumbs on that? What's your question? Thumbs on that? We're all good with the prompt? Go.
8 minutes starting now. Raise your hand if you have questions.
No worries, it's your job.
Sorry?
No worries, it's your job.
Okay, for sure. I just wanted to let you know. So you're not like, oh, I got this one.
No, you're so
Thank
good.
you for letting us know.
You need to get a timer going.
Yeah. Do you ever see this proposal?
This is actually like my first like
We are halfway through. You have 4 more minutes to discuss. You should be halfway through.
No, just looking at what the directions are.
Fun photos?
Something different. Getting bored after same speaker, panel.
Yeah, something
I'm
different.
like, oh my god. Someone do something interesting. I'm dying out here.
Yeah, we wanted to do something we could do it.
Yeah, yeah.
So, we'll see. This is our first time doing a workshop.
Cool. Yeah.
What's your name?
Juliana.
Alfred.
Great. Thank you. Yeah, super neat.
Oh, awesome. Mine is, people think it's fresh, but it's not. Sometime I like to go.
You have 1 minute left to finish discussing all of the ideas. 1 minute.
Doing like photos and
I don't do this type of work anymore, but I've done like I've worked with them for a while. It's hard to be creative. And they don't necessarily want you to be creative. But I'm taking that. I'm taking that executive position.
you're like, if I'm gonna do this,
I'm giving them creativity.
yes. Finished talk?
Yeah.
I don't think it matters. One. Because they were late for us.
Please enjoy your upcoming visit to Adobe. Somebody just signed into Adobe.
If you can hear me once.
If you can hear me clap.
Oh, if you can hear me, clap once. If you can hear me, clap twice. If you can hear me, clap 3 times. I was never on Broadway, but I really wanted to be. Alrighty, so the next step is called the dot vote. And there's some rules to this, so listen before. The dot vote. Each of you is going to get 3 votes. Essentially, it's taking a Sharpie and putting 3 indicators, 3 little dots. If you could scoot over just a little tiny bit, thank you. So you're going to indicate your vote by using a Sharpie. You can put your vote on more. You can put more than one vote on one thing. And the prompt here is, what idea is the most intriguing, valuable, or standout? Doesn't necessarily need to be your idea whatsoever. It can be what you've heard. So you each get 3 votes. You have 1 minute. Does everyone have a Sharpie? Do not write on the wall, please.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
The question was, can you vote for yourself? Yes. And you each get 3 votes, 3 dots that you can use on the entirety of the ideas.
3 votes. And this should be actually, instead of sharing a dialogue, you've already shared a dialogue, so this should actually be silent. No conversation needed. Just vote. This is all subjective. Again, this should be silent.
Try to do this as silently as possible. Try not to bias each other. we are.
You have about 20 seconds. Put your 3 votes on the wall. You have 10 seconds. Ensure that your votes are coming to a final. Again, this shouldn't be a dialogue. This should be your own subjective vote.
Maybe we want to extend it 1 minute because a lot of people didn't have Sharpies.
For those of you who just started voting, we'll give you an extra 20 seconds.
You can vote for yourself. You all are. You all
Don't yet discuss where you voted, please.
Okay, for sure.
If you are done voting, if you could face me. Just want to know, get a real quick check on who's not done voting. We have a group over here. Groups on this wall. Done voting? Cool.
Thumbs up if you're done voting. Okay. So we got one more group.
Okay. Thank you all for your patience. Alrighty, here we go. I'm going to ask you all really quickly so everyone can see. Okay. So the idea with the most votes will be the project your group further explores. So what is that vote on the wall that has the most votes? Pull it out.
And if you have a tie, then you as a group have to make a group decision as to which one you're going to choose. And you can talk during this part, too. It's not silent. But choose one sticky based off of the dot vote. Should have made it easy. But if there are ties, make a group decision as to the one idea you're going to take. And take all the other stickies down. Once you've chosen that one, take all the other stickies down. And rip them up. If anyone has a lighter, no, don't do that. That's not a good idea.
Alrighty, all the other ideas that aren't that main one, feel free to pass them to myself or Aubrey.
We're
We're
not
going to take them
taking
away.
your strategies.
Ideas that you're not moving forward with, pass them on over.
I'm coming around to collect all of your other ideas. I know. These will never be used again. They've been rejected. Over with.
take 'em.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you.
All the other ideas you're not moving forward with,
Any-
hand them on over, please.
Thank you. This group, I think there may still be choosing.
Great ideas. Great ideas.
They are. Can I have all of your non-used ideas?
So we just
Coaching. One-on-one coaching.
If you have not figured out your one, we're going to give you about 20 seconds.
Do you have some ideas you want me to throw away? Oh, no, I want to keep. Okay, you want to keep? That ideas.
You have 10 seconds.
Yeah, just taking all the ideas.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you can hear me, clap once. If you can hear me, clap twice. Oh, thanks, y'all. That was quick. So when do we use the dot vote? What is the purpose of this? When you have a large set of fairly well-defined ideas and need to decide which subset of ideas to move forward with. So I want to congratulate you all because you all have moved from your own personal subjective minds. You've shared that with the group, and you've been able to narrow it down to one larger idea. How'd that feel? Deep breaths.
Okay.
So as promised, we do want to give everyone just a 5-minute quick break to go do whatever you need to do. Take a deep breath, use the restrooms, and we will see you back. Please, please, please be back in 5 minutes,
You can also stick around and talk too.
which
if you
is
want.
at the 30 mark. 12:30. Please be back. Thank you. $12:30. Please return. 12:30.
Oh no, we're gonna go.
What time?
The people in front of us. Right?
What time?
I'm not gonna say.
Just
Hi, hello. Hi, I'm Faisal. I'm with the Pivotal office in Toronto. Oh, hey! Nice to meet you. And I saw on this channel they were giving away tickets, so I thought, yeah. It was great. I'm part of the DNI club in Toronto as well.
Okay.
I work a couple of people.
Yeah.
So we're trying. And no, it's going well. We have a pretty diverse office there. Toronto's pretty diverse. Yeah, just fun to have.
Are you gonna be around all week?
Yeah, just like for tomorrow, maybe Wednesday.
Okay.
Wednesday just because of the fair.
Okay. I'd be excited to just chat with the Toronto team. I'm sure it's great.
For sure, yeah.
Just basically talking about what they're gonna do, maybe do an exercise like this. A lot of fun. Figure out how to activate even more.
For sure. Like we try so much as possible to get people involved in the office. Sometimes better than like we do, for example, movie nights. We don't get a lot of it. It's feels harder sometimes.
This is the Agile.
People want to
Yeah, this is the Agile.
right? Like doesn't fit so live breakouts.
Yeah.
I think that's what it's happening.
And I think like this is why like getting together and collaborating is like working
Okay.
together and to see what they do and then what you guys are talking about and saying this is why I did it and then so it's funny to say that that's the essence of this activity and what I really do. But you're right, we do need to find a way to what's your role?
I'm a product designer.
Okay. So you use this stuff all the time?
I do, right?
Yeah. Do you have any feedback on the way we can be?
You're doing great, guys.
Okay, y'all. It is 12:30. Let's get back in our collaboration mindset. It's 2x2 time. 2x2. So for this next half of the session, you're going to want to get back into your triads at the wall. At the wall. Only because you're then going to need to grab that one idea that you have, right? You're going to have to grab that one idea that you have and make sure that everybody's in their groups. So you're going to grab that one idea that you had and meet back in your triads and sitting down facing each other again. The one idea. We have now gone from 15 ideas down to one thing that we're all going to work on, right? So, okay. So one person, one or more people are going to have to take that idea and bring it back to the group wherever you're sitting. But you all can stay here too if it's since you're already sitting, if it's easier. Just
No.
if you're, yeah. Yeah, that's true. So, looks like we're missing a couple of people, but we'll fill them in when they get back. So, if you can hear me once, or if you can hear me, if you can hear me, clap once. If you can hear me, clap twice. If you can hear me, stop talking to the person next to you. Thank you. Okay, so We have now done a really cool exercise, right? We, as a group, we came together to put all of the ideas we have about how we want to impact change onto a board, communicated with each other about why these things were important to us, and came out with one idea that's a shared idea that we could now start actually digging into. So you should have your, the position you should be in now is you should have your idea on a Post-it. You should be sitting down with it so that you and your team can now strategize around what you're going to do with that idea. So the next half of this activity is another dump and sort. So the prompt is you're going to write 10 things. What are all the things that need to happen for this idea to succeed? This one idea that you and your group came up with. What are all the things that need to happen for this idea to succeed? Again, you have 5 minutes to dump your ideas, 10 ideas down. Try to get to 10. One idea per Post-it note. If you don't have a Sharpie, please let us know, and we'll come around and we'll bring you something to write on. If you don't, to write with. If you don't have a Post-it note, please raise your hand, and we'll bring that to you as well. And everyone should have a group. Yes. Yes. You're gonna get. Yes, you are all gonna also get access to slides. But if you want to take pictures of us, you can too. Question. Individual exercise. You are each in your group going to come up with 10 ideas that will happen to make this idea succeed, right? What are all the things that need to happen? I'm putting 5 minutes on the clock. And you're going to go. Silent activity. Do not bias each other.
Two minutes left. 2 minutes. You have 1 more minute.
If you feel yourself stalling, just keep writing, even if it's just writing the word spaghetti. just right, okay? I had some really good spaghetti last night. That's why it's on my mind. Okay, we're gonna. That's time. Pins down. Okay, so you should. Who has 10 ideas? Raise your hand. Who has 8 ideas? Who has 6 ideas? Who has 5 ideas? Okay, so I'm gonna put just 1 more minute up on the board. You have 1 minute. Try to continue writing. Try to push past and get to closer to 10. You got 1 minute, 60 seconds. What are all the things that need to happen for this idea? See, you just ran out of stickies. For this idea to succeed.
Get creative. It's the final countdown. 15 seconds. 10 seconds. Push through, 5 seconds.
Great. Okay. Actually pins down. I hope that one of you wrote spaghetti because that can help any situation. It can make anything successful. So the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to take a couple minutes to do the same thing. You're going to self-edit your ideas. We're going to get rid of 5, or we're going to get rid of as many ideas to get us down to 5. So you're going to think to yourself, here's the prompt. Which of these are more feasible and impactful? Which are less? Make a gut check. Get down to 5. Collect the 5 that you want into a pad or into some part of the wall, if you're using the wall, or and the other, put them in their own pile. And you know what you're going to do with those ideas. They know what you're going to do with them, which is kind of creepy, actually.
2 minutes starting now.
Yeah, they're boring. They don't do anything.
Okay, that was another one. Do not start ripping yet, please.
No ripping. Is it still silent? Please try and remain silent. One more minute.
Yeah, for the sake of time. Let's just cut it. So I'm just going to go.
Heads up if you're done.
Okay, we still have some people working. Thinking hard about those ideas.
20 seconds. Really push for that top 5. Final countdown.
Okay, so you know what you're going to do. Those ideas that did not make the top 5, you're going to pass them to someone in your triad, and you're going to rip those ideas up with no remorse. Lindsay's going to come around with a bag for all of the remnants, the remnants of all those beautiful ideas you put together, right? And what have we done? We've creatively come up with a list of things that could help us succeed, and we immediately just truncated that, right? And why? Because getting things done is about prioritizing, right? And forcing yourself to choose the things that are at the top. So we asked ourselves, what's most feasible and what's most impactful? And we truncated these ideas. So next is the really, really fun part. Okay, so who here has ever worked with a 2x2? Raise your hand. Oh, this is going to be really fun then. Okay. So when you all should have 15 ideas, right? 15 ideas. Who has ever tried to start a project with 15 starting on 15 different things at the same time? Okay, yeah, right? A lot of things. And did that project work out? Poorly. It worked out poorly, right? So 2x2 is an amazing tool that will allow you to choose the ideas that are the best, and doing it in a collaborative way, right? So this is the thing that you have in front of you, right? You have your 2x2, and you can just imagine that higher impact, lower impact, more feasible and less feasible. Backwards, switched. It should be less feasible on the left, more feasible on the right. So imagine with me here. And what you're going to do is you're going to go individually, with no speaking. You're going to take your 5 items, put them on your 2x2 without talking, and they're going to be prioritized the way you think they should be put on this 2x2. What is the most feasible and what is the most most impactful? Again, we're going to switch feasible, more and less feasible. More is on the right side, yes. Less is on the awesome. This group is innovative. They're putting visuals.
Switch
So
to X-axis.
stand up individually. Try not to bias each other. Individually, put your ideas on the 2x2. Oh, excuse me. And if I'm in your way, tell me to get out of your way. So let's do this silently. Think to yourself, where do these rank each other with each other in terms of importance and feasibility? And again, more feasible should be on the right, less feasible should be on the left. It's going exactly the way that it's supposed to. Again, yes, we have the feasibilities backwards. Apologies for that. Flip those. Wow, this group has a lot of ideas. Please, where you can, try to take things off of the line. So it's either on the left or the right of the line. Where you can. And try to do this as silently as possible so that we don't over-communicate what we mean just yet. Just yet. You will have a time to talk and negotiate and even fight for that thing that you want to work on. Not fight, actually. 30 more seconds to place your idea. Okay, if you can hear my voice, clap once. If you can hear my voice, clap twice. Okay, so we're all going to look at the screen for a second. If you're still plotting, keep plotting. But this is probably what your 2x2 looks like, right? Because everybody thinks their ideas are important and feasible. Yay! But that's not what we want, right? If your 2x2 is mostly things on the top, then you're probably miscalculating how important and feasible things are. And this is why we, first, what we're going to do is we're going to silently again read the sticky notes that aren't yours. Just like read them. And what you're going to read them in mind, you're going to have in mind is this clear? Do I understand this? And two, if I don't, what questions can I ask about this, right? Just read and evaluate what's on the board specifically. Try not to solutionify or clarify yet. Just make sure you understand the entire board.
You get 2 minutes starting now.
Just read. Do not move. Just read.
Remember, this should be a silent reflection. This should be a silent reflection. If you can hear me once, clap. If you can hear me twice, clap. If you can hear me 3 times, please clap. Just really keep in mind the process here. You really want to be silent as you read these. There's no reason to consult or go into solution or talk about. Just look at them. Please continue. Thank you.
Okay. Thumbs up if you understand your board. If you have read through everything and you have questions in mind, awesome. So now I want you to spend 10 minutes as a group renegotiating the board. So make a new board based off of everyone's input, right? You just did this individually. You said, this is where this makes sense for me, right? Everyone has an understanding of what's on the board. Now you're going to reprioritize based off of what the group thinks. So work together, discuss, and create a new board. We'll see you back in 10 minutes. Go. 7 minutes.
Raise your hand if you need help.
So did you all already, oh, you've already done it? Okay. Then, well, what I want you to do now is you should only have 6 or 7 ideas. So I need you to take these ones that are on the bottom and put them down here.
Even the ones that you think are pretty good. So we want 6 or 7.
Do you want us to move this line up, or do you want us to move this line over?
So this line up. You want to move this line up. Got it.
Don't be afraid to say that something should go above or below the line. Any ideas that are the same, put them together. If you have expertise on a certain topic, share your individual experience.
Three minutes. 3 minutes.
If there is like a group of things, you can reword language that better accommodates the business. Does that make sense?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
If there's a group of things that are like and similar, you can create an overarching theme that is now that one sticky.
You have like a group of things that are very similar, and you want to create like new wording to be all inclusive of the group. Feel free to create like a new post-it with new wording, or call it something new. Yeah. 1 minute and 30 seconds left. 30 seconds left. 30 seconds left. Five seconds.
If you can hear my voice, clap once. If you can hear my voice, clap twice. If you can hear my voice, clap 3 times. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so we just negotiated as a group. What is the most important? What is the most feasible? And again, I'll say, if you're like me, everything is important and feasible. So this is what your 2x2 looks like. It's like 3 things at the bottom, 70 things at the top, right? Okay. And if you're not like that, you're a super practical person, and I want to talk to you afterwards. So What we really want it to look like is this. I'll show you the difference. This versus this. We want it to be evenly distributed from the top to the bottom. So what I want you to do is I want you to, wait. I want you to take that line,
The x-axis.
the x-axis, I want you to rip it off of the wall, and I want you to put it in between. I want you to self-edit and put it, and make sure that you only have probably like 6 or 7 ideas above the line. 6 or 7 ideas above the line. Change your x-axis.
Move it up.
So you're gonna need your x-axis at some point. So and try not to move things above. Just edit it. You have just done all the work to say what is a priority, right? And now you're just cutting those ideas in half. That's it. That's all. And now you should have a succinct number of things that you should be working on. Okay. If you can hear my voice, clap once. If you can hear my voice, clap twice. If you can hear my voice, clap 3 times. Great. So the next thing that you're going to do, all the things below the line, you're going to get rid of them. And you're going to rip them up, and you're going to put them in this bag. Everything below the line. Everything that was below the line that you moved above last minute because you wanted to hold on to that idea. It's like holding on to cassette tapes. You don't need them anymore. Just rip it off. Just rip it off. No whatabouts. No, I thought maybe we can sneak this in. None of it. It's over. It's gone. Great. Okay, we're coming around with a bag. So before we move on, we've gotten, oh, yep, take that up. Yep, rip that. Just rip it in half. It's gone. Okay. So you just folded. It's okay. You're like, it's okay. It's an idea. Okay. So if you just move to the right just a little bit. Okay. Now let's talk about what these quadrants mean. The one to the left is let's think about it. This is something we could use at some point, right? The one on the top right is pretty obvious. It's like do them right this second. The one on the bottom left is never. I will never do those in my life. And then the one on the yes, it's a seductive distraction. I know that when I saw you all when you were moving that line, you're like, but this one I could maybe. No, that is a seductive distraction that you never want to do, right? So we have now taken this list of ideas. We've filtered them through what is more feasible, what's more impactful. And then we said, hey, what do you all think as a group? And then we took all of those ideas and chopped them down even more. Now we have like a succinct list that we can stack rank. And stack ranking what you're going to do now is you're going to take 2 minutes to take all of the ideas in the top right, some of the ideas in the top left. Again, you should have 6 or 7 things in your stack rank. And you're going to rank them from most important to important/urgent to least important/urgent. You have 2 minutes to make a list that looks like this, right? On the right side. Stack rank these ideas based on what is the most important/urgent and the least important/urgent. Okay. Does that make sense to everybody? No. Try to take a couple of things from the left quadrant, all of the things from the right, and come out with 6 or 7 things on your list.
You have 1 minute left. Thirty seconds left. Make sure you stack rank.
Only 5 minutes left for questions, guys.
Okay. So no more two by two silent tour.
No.
Okay, let's just go all the way to Q&A.
Let's explain the very last slide where we just explained the 3 topics. That one.
Okay.
Bring it back. Hey. Hey.
Dang, that just got people dancing. I meant to quiet everybody. Okay. So one more time. If you can hear my voice, clap once. If you can hear my voice, clap twice. If you can hear my voice, clap 3 times. Okay. So what did we do? Again, we brought ideas to the table. We said, what is we ranked them in importance and feasibility. And then we got together as a group and we ranked them. So you should have now a list of objectives and actionable things that you can do within your organizations to create a more diverse and inclusive environment. And if you can do that here with random people that you've never met before, then you should be able to bring executives, leaders, advocates, allies into the conversation with a very similar exercise. If someone ever comes to you and says, I love diversity and inclusion, but I don't know what to do, right? You can have them do this activity, come out with their why, and then filter down to things that they can take and implement themselves or with your help, right? So with that, we are done with the activity. We're going to do some closing up. So how about everybody sit down in your triads. Sit, take a seat. You'll have a chance to take a picture of your ideas or other people's ideas after we go through again, the techniques that we've covered today.
So we covered 3 things today. I mean, a multiple amount of things that you could actually do and take back. But the 3 things we really want to highlight are the self-edit, dump, and sort. The second one is the dot vote. And the third one is the 2 by 2. At Pivotal, we leverage these on a daily basis. And we hope that you all found some value in learning about these kinds of tools and techniques.
So here are a couple of ideas that you can take away when implementing these. The first is go wide and then decide. When you generate things independently, then it mitigates a lot of bias. Who's ever been in a brainstorming meeting where either the most powerful or the most, let's say, the conversationalist inserts their ideas a lot, and that ends up kind of derailing the conversation. This allows you to create actually an inclusive brainstorming process, right? Time box. Of course, you got to time box everything to make sure that things go smoothly. More ideas than you need. The reason we wanted to force you to do 10 ideas is because sometimes you have an aha idea that comes after 5, right? And you want to get as many out as possible, like spaghetti. Who knew that it solves every problem? Self-edit. After you come out with those ideas, you want to make sure that you're filtering down as soon as possible. You never want to allow seductive distractions to get in the way of your productivity. And then tear up the unchosen ones as service to the team so you can never come back to them. They're gone. They're over with. We know what we're focused on. And then the last one is formulate a clear prompt. Before you do this with anybody or anyone on your team, you should make sure that you know what you're going in, what question you're going to be asking, right? What question you're going to be answering. So make sure that you do that before you do anything. So we're going to have 5 minutes for Q&A just in case people have any questions before you leave the session. Yes?
How niche should you go with like whatever problem you're trying to solve or center item that you're focusing on?
Could you define niche?
So like, I am director of diversity and inclusion. I want to do initiatives. Like, if I wanted to do this with my team, should I specifically say like, I want to do diversity and inclusion initiatives, or I want to do gender-based initiatives? Like, how much should I narrow it in?
Ideally, you want to have a really clearly defined prompt. If you know that you want to create specifically solutions around gender, then you focus there. Start there. So if wherever you can start, where it's the most deep dive, just deep dive in. Does that answer your question?
A second answer to that, on top of that, was knowing who's going to be in the room. So if you and your team have already strategized and you're going to pick one part of the strategy, then focus on make your question prescriptive to that strategy. If you haven't, if you're going into 2019 planning and you don't know what you're going to do, then it should be a full understanding of what initiatives you should attack. So it depends.
Any others? Please.
We found a lot of our top ideas were very sort of big idea and less action. If you get in a situation like that, should you just sort of start the process over with like more action in mind, or do editing on the fly, whatever seems right?
Yeah, I'd say connected back to that first question, you want to go as deep as you can in those initial first prompts or questions. So I kind of, when I use the tool, and if I have to start broad, I'll start broad. But say at the very end, when you all came up with your 5 stack ranks, then you can start deep diving on the top one or deep diving on the next. And you can just keep using this process.
So, do you have, this is within Pivotal, do you have like train the trainer programs over there? How did you all learn how to do this?
Yes, we do. We have facilitation trainings where we learn about all of these different techniques. There are probably like hundreds of them outside of this one that you can learn how to use. So yes, we do have development opportunities to do that. So if you want to come work at Pivotal, no, I'm joking.
And if your organization is wanting to learn more about this, this is what we do. We have organizations come on site, and not only do we teach them how to build, how we build, which is essentially lean and agile, but we also teach these methodologies.
Oh, 1 minute. That wasn't a question.
Last question.
Okay.
Last question.
Mine isn't a question. It's feedback. And so thank you so much for working us through the exercise while giving us those process tips so that we can reproduce something like this in our own context. So thank you both.
Thank you all.
So you're all free to go. If you want to look at some of the stuff that your fellow workshop mates, you can leave the stickies and the Sharpies where they are. We'll come and pick them up. If you want to come and look at what your other workshop mates put on the board, look at some strategies, you're free to do so.
Thank you so much.